Hello all. In this video, we will be learning Python programs. So the very first program is the basic one, which is nothing but printing the text or the string hello world. So whenever I want the user to read what is there in the program after some years or after some days, so this command line will be used. So ash is the command line which explains the program for the reader. So this program prints hello world. So this is the main purpose of the program. So for this I'm using the function called print and I'm opening the brackets and whatever I want the text. So that text I have to put inside the print function. So either I can use single quotation or even the double quotation, and whatever is given inside that will be printed as the output. So we are getting the output as hello world. So this is a very first and the basic program. So the next program, if you see, it is to add two numbers. So using the ash command, we are explaining the reader. This program adds two numbers. So according to this program, number one, I'm defining it. Number two also, I'm defining it. So number one, while doing the program itself, I'm giving it as 1.5, and number two also, I'm giving it as 6.3. So the next step is I have to add the two numbers. So ash add two numbers. So sum is equal to number one plus number two. So this sum I can also give as s is equal to number one plus number two. So whatever strings I'm using to define the constants, the variables. So that only I have to give here. So ash display the sum. So next step is displaying the sum. That is the purpose. So print function we are making use again, and inside the quotation, single quotation or double quotation, we have to give the text. The sum of curly bracket 0 and curly bracket 1 is 2. Curly bracket 2. So why I'm using the curly bracket 0, 1 and 2 is because I want the viewer to see the values which were given inside number 1 and inside number 2 and the final output value. So that whenever I want the program to take the value, to make use of the value from the variable, I have to mention it as curly bracket 0 and 1. So here we are getting the program automatically, it will get 1.5 and 6.3, and after addition the output value will be displayed. So how is it displayed? Because there is a function. Dot format is a function. So where I'm representing all the values. Dot format num1, num2, sum, which means that inside this function only, I'm adding the two values. So dot format num1, 1.5, 6.3 are added, and the addition value is sum. That sum value you display it here. So that is the program. So previously, in the previous program, we have mentioned as addition of two numbers. So there we have defined the numbers directly. Number one and number two were defined directly, but here we are giving choice for the readers, uh, for the users to give the input values. For that, what I have to do? So store the input numbers. That is the first step. Number one is equal to. So here we are making use of the function called input function. So where I'm getting the value of the first number and the second number. So number one is equal to input of. Enter the first number. So that will be displayed for the user. Enter the second number. That will also be displayed for the user. So this column we have mentioned, a gap we have mentioned, and after that only we have closed the quotation because I want the user to view a column and there should be a gap for them to enter the input values. So that is why we have mentioned all these two characters. Num1 is equal to input, enter first number. Num2 is equal to input, enter second number. And we have to close the bracket. Add two numbers. Sum is equal to float of num1 plus float of num2, which means that the user may give a decimal value. So there are chances you may get a decimal value. In that case also you do the addition. So that is what we are mentioning the program. So sum is equal to, if I give int of num1 plus int of num2 means definitely the user is going to give an integer value. You add the integer alone. That is the meaning. But here I'm telling the program that I'm mentioning in the program that so there are possibilities to get float values. So float of num1. So float is a third function which we are learning in this video. So I display the sum. Print sum of 0 and 1 is 2 dot format num1 comma num2 comma sum. So the same thing, same procedure. So the whatever value we are entering inside number one, that will be acquired by the print function, and it will be displayed for the user along with number two along with the sum value. So these are the basic programs which we have learned today. I hope you would have found the video to be useful. See you in the next video. Until then, it's bye bye from Radhika.